All right, hi there. My name is Robert. My wife Sarah has been a LuLaRoe consultant for the last few weeks now. Ladies, if you're watching, thank you. Certainly appreciate it. But I'll tell you that right off the bat, I'm really making this in the next few videos more specifically for all the guys out there who might be finding themselves having some of their first conversations about investing into a women's clothing line. So, over the last few months, I've come to learn a lot about LuLaRoe and more importantly about the business of being an independent consultant for LuLaRoe. Uh, so really there's a ton of information to try and cover if you were going to try and cover it all at once. And I'll tell you, when I was sitting in that position, I had zero interest in sitting through a 45-minute video or longer. I can't imagine that you do either. So what I've decided to do is really just use this first video as an opportunity to give you a very broad stroke overview of the different topics I intend to cover, at least at the very beginning, and let you just jump to whichever specific videos on specific topics that you might be interested in. If you're not interested in 90% of them, then just watch the one or two that you're interested in. If you want to watch them all, that's why they're there. I hope you find them useful. So I will tell you that when I look back at my journey from first hearing the word LuLaRoe and not having any clues to what it meant towards really ultimately becoming a Lula bro, I can really pretty much break it down into three specific segments. Stage one for me was apprehension and due diligence. Stage two was just passive acceptance. And stage three was more active support. So stage one was everything from when she first introduced the idea to me and I said, LuLa-What, to all of the fact finding, to the research, to the spreadsheets, and ultimately, finally, to feeling comfortable with the investment and saying, all right, let's make this happen. Passive acceptance for me was really everything from when we decided we're going to make this happen, we've got the money set aside, now go for it, up until pretty recently, I'll say maybe a week and a half ago. And that was just the look, it's her business. We set the money aside. I hope it makes her happy. I hope that she's successful. And in my mind, I was giving her all the tools for that success, but not really actively supporting her. And then finally, stage three, I hit when I realized that there were a lot of things that I could be doing to more actively help her succeed and to be a part of the business. And really, where I'm weak, she's strong, and where she's weak, I'm strong. So really learning as a team and as a partnership to balance off of each other. So for me, those were really the three pretty distinct stages from when she first introduced the idea to me to where I'm at right now, making a YouTube video about my experiences with a backdrop of all of her clothes behind me. So my plan here in the next few videos is to offer whatever insight I can into each of those three stages. The first, or rather the next four videos that you're going to see, are all focused on that stage one, which was the apprehension and due diligence. So when I looked at that stage, I could really identify four specific topics that I wish I had more insight into, or at least had spent a little bit more time talking with other people about. And each of those four topics is its own video, so feel free to jump to whichever one might interest you. The four topics for me were the cue, understanding it, taking advantage of it, etc. The risk of losing my investment, all the research and the due diligence that went into that. The third topic would be really what's the total cost and budgeting for that total cost. We ended up having a budget. We could have stayed within it. We made a conscious choice to do some additional spending for some specific reasons that I'll share in that video. And finally, the fourth topic would be choosing the right sponsor, which I tell you I spent zero amount of consideration or effort in thinking about prior to us actually choosing a sponsor, but I have a different perspective now having been through the process. So those are the next 4 videos that you're going to see coming. After that, I'll probably put together a couple other videos just regarding stage 2 and 3 for me, going from passive acceptance to active support. So that, I hope, gives you a little bit of an idea as to what's ahead. I hope that you find it useful, and most importantly, I hope that you find something in there that either answers questions you might have or at least addresses some uncertainty that you might be having right now. So if you have any questions going through them, feel free to reach out to us. Otherwise, enjoy the show. Thanks a lot.